Hi, students. Today we are going to talk about critical thinking and reading, which is really going to be foundational for you in this course, where we're going to do a lot of reading and writing. Okay, so first of all, what is critical thinking? Basically, it's the ability to think clearly and rationally, right? I want you to think about how often you are critical thinking. Do you use critical thinking in your everyday life? Do you have moments where you have to think clearly and rationally? And how well do you do that? Right? There are certainly times, like maybe within my workday or when I'm with my family, that I'm not always thinking clearly and rationally. So hopefully throughout this course, we'll be able to kind of refine some of those skills. Now, why is critical thinking important? Why are we learning about it in this class? We use critical thinking to solve problems and to communicate effectively every single day. Maybe that's with your family, at home, at work, at school, whatever that looks like for you. We're trying to solve problems and we're trying to think clearly and rationally to solve those problems and to communicate with others. All aspects of life require critical thinking. Driving to the store, right? Maybe you have to critically think about which route you are going to take so that it's the fastest or the most efficient or the safest, right? Or maybe it's putting together an effective presentation at work or at school. You're critically thinking about how it's going to be received by your employer or your classmates or your instructor. And really, employers value problem solvers, right? When you are interviewed for a job, if you have ever sat down for an interview before, you've likely talked about how you use critical thinking in your field, right? How are you going to deal with this situation or this scenario, right? And employers really are looking for people who can communicate effectively and persuasively. So whether you're already in a field of work or you're soon going to be in a field of work, you're going to use critical thinking in your everyday life. I'm thinking about ways that I use critical thinking just kind of on a weekly basis, maybe when I create a shopping list, right? I have to critically think about, what I've got going on during my day and what kind of meal I want to make maybe for my family that is going to fit into our schedule, right? Like if we have a really long day, I want to make a meal that is quick and easy, right? And so I have to critically think about my grocery list, before I plan those meals. Okay. So how can we get started with critical thinking? Like, what are some practical steps that you can take to become a better critical thinker? The first thing is learn your habits of mind. Now, there are some really interesting, like, personality tests out there that you could potentially take. One of those is like Myers-Briggs, which was popular a number of years ago. And it can tell you a lot about yourself, right? So like, how does your brain work, right? Maybe you want to take like the multiple intelligences or, something like the brain dominance test, right? You can look up some of those things if you're kind of looking for something more to learn how your brain is sort of wired and how it works. What are those habits? Think about your environment too. When do you maybe work the best? Is it in the morning? Are you a night owl, right? Do you kind of appreciate like white noise? Do you want to go to a coffee shop and maybe work on your assignments, or read your textbooks, read your texts, whatever those are? Or do you prefer complete silence, right? Think about your environment and how you sort of interact with it while you're in an academic or even a workspace. Think about your intellectual strengths and weaknesses. And it's okay to acknowledge maybe where you fall short and acknowledge what your blind spots are, but also celebrate, the things that you do know. And, I think about this like as maybe a professor or a teacher. Sometimes we view these kinds of people as, oh, they have all the knowledge in the world. And I will be the first to admit, that I don't know everything. I haven't read every single text out there. And I'm not a walking dictionary, right? When I've taught classes before where we're maybe reading like piece of literature, I would have students ask me, what page is blah, blah, blah. And I would go, I don't know, memorize the book, right? Like maybe I'm reading it for the first time too. Or like, what does this word mean? And I'll be the first to admit, like, actually, I don't know what that word means. Let's look it up, right? So, being able to understand like your own range of knowledge and your blind spots, is a great place to enhance your critical thinking and know where you can improve and move forward. Okay. Now, along with critical thinking, in this class, we're going to be doing a lot of critical reading. When we critically read, we are wondering, we are commenting, we are questioning and judging as you read. And yes, that's okay to make judgments while you read. It's okay to disagree, right? Or to not like something. Okay. I have a lot of opinions about classic literature that's like so popular. I have a lot of judgments. Okay. I have a lot of questions, about some things that I've read or seen. And it's okay to do that, right? That's part of the critical reading process. When we critically read, not only are we looking at what the text says, but we're also looking at how the text says it, right? What strategies does an author use, or a designer use, to get their point across? Okay. How does the text engage the reader? How are maybe you being persuaded? And we'll learn more about this later, but like persuasion is all around us, right? So when you read critically, you want to take into consideration, like, who's the writer, right? What's their background? When did they publish this, right? What kind of like culture or context are they living in? What is their objective, do you think? Right? Like, what's their purpose in writing this or sharing this? Who's their audience? Who are they writing for? Are you the target audience? Right? I think about, like, let's take an example of like advertisements, right? I think about the ASPCA, Sarah McLachlan, advertisements. And maybe we don't see those so much in streaming, but back in the day when I used to watch cable, or maybe we see them on YouTube, right? You have this video of like this sad dog with the sad Sarah McLachlan, song in the background, and it's the puppy in a kennel or a cage with the sad eyes, and it's like, donate this amount to save the animals. Like, you guys, I am the target audience for that, okay? And so maybe consider, like, are you the target audience, or maybe is this text meant for someone else, right? And how does the author go about making an impact on a reader? Okay? So how can we get started with critical reading? These are things that you guys can start thinking about this week, okay? As we begin this course, how can you become a better critical reader? When you read, pursue meaning, pursue intention, pursue analysis. What does this text mean? What is the author's intention? And how do we go deeper, right? How do we look beyond what's on the surface and what they say? Be a skeptic. Question everything that you read. And don't just read it once. Reread it. Passages over and over again. Okay? I am currently listening to the full cast audiobooks of Harry Potter. And you guys, I've read Harry Potter and I've watched the movies so many times. And I'm listening to these stories and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am learning new things that I didn't like catch in the first 2, 3, 4 times that I read it. It's been years and years and years, right? So reread because you might catch something new. Annotate. Okay. There are so many digital tools that you can use to annotate. Print it out. If you have access to a printer, print out your texts, annotate, highlight. Okay. Also visualize. Okay? Visualize what you're reading and maybe visualize yourself in a text, right? How can you connect the reading to your own experience, your own background? You guys, that is the beauty of being in a college class, is that we are all bringing our own experiences and knowledge and background to these texts, and we're all going to interpret and analyze them in a different way. And so this is going to be an opportunity for us to learn from each other in this class. Okay. I just want to leave you guys with this quote from Oliver Wendell Holmes. A mind stretched by new ideas never goes back to its original dimensions. So I hope that in this class, your mind will be stretched and that you will be able to become a strong critical thinker and critical reader. So let's apply this to the assignments in this module.